Hello guys, it's me Kamal. I'm going to be explaining the math limits for next week. Okay, so here they gave us that the curve of the equation is this, has an inflection point. When you want inflection point, you do y double prime, and you do the derivative twice. So here they gave us y equals to 4x3 plus 3, okay? And then you do derivative, so y prime will be equal to 12x squared, and then y prime prime will be equal to 24x. And then you put it equal to 0 to find the value of x. X will be equal to 0, and that's your final answer, 0. Question number 2. Here they gave us the integral of this. We have to find it. So here the integral of 49x squared, and radical x is 1 over 2. And then when you have two x's the same base and they have the exponent, you can add their exponent. So it will be 49x of 5 over 2. Okay, and then when you use the formula, it will be now 49 is outside times x 5 over 2 plus 1 which is 7 over 2, and 5 over 2 plus 1 is 7 over 2. And you do 49 divided by 7 over 2, it will become now 14x to the power of 7 over 2. And 7 over 2 is radical of x7, okay? And then to simplify this, since x7 is x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, this is all radical, and each do 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. 1, 2, and 3. So x3 is outside, radical x, the one's left out. And 14. So the final answer is 14 x3 radical x plus c in the end. Question number 3. Okay, here they give us cosine of x is equal to negative 12 over 13. X is between this. They want it. Okay, there's this. You draw a triangle. Okay, this is the opposite. This is the adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. And you know that cosine of x is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So it will be, you don't take the negative, okay? So adjacent is 12 and the hypotenuse is 13. To find the opposite, you do the Pythagorean theorem. So you do 13 squared minus 12 squared, which is equal to 5. So your opposite side is 5. Here they want sine. So your sine, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of x will be equal to 5 over 13. So 5 over 13. And since it is in the third quadrant, it's negative. And here they want 26 sine x. So you times 26 here. And you times all of this by 26. And you'll have 26 sine of x is equal to negative 10. Okay? It's very simple. Question number 4. Here they gave us the integral of 100 cosine 4x dx. Here what you do is the answer is the integral of cosine of x is equal to sine of x, okay? But here there's 100 and there's 4x. How do you do this? The 100 is a, okay, and the 4 is, let's call it b. So it will be the integral of a cosine of bx will be equal, okay? Will be equal to a over b sine of bx, okay? So it will be equal. So now integral of 100 cosine of 4x, okay, dx will be equal to 100 over 4 sine of 4x, which is 25 sine of 4x, okay? 25 sine of 4x. Very easy. Question number 5. Okay, here this is like from term 1. Okay. They gave us 20 times radical of this, which is x squared plus 36 all to the power of 1 over 2. And this is c times u, and the derivative of that is c times u prime. So you do the derivative of this. So it will be 1 over 2 times x squared plus 36 to the power of minus 1 over 2, because you minus 1, times the derivative of that, which is 2x. Okay? And then times 20. And then instead of just like continue and solving, because maybe you'll get maybe you got the wrong value, and you know what I mean. Here they said they want us to replace it by 8, and they want derivative by 8. So now just do 20 times 1 over 2 times 8 squared plus 36 to the power of negative 1 over 2 times 2 times 8, and to find your answer. Let me just get my calculator really quickly. Okay, so if you replace 8 in every x, you will get 20 times 1 over 2 times 8 squared plus 36 all to the power of negative half times 16. Okay, yeah, and I got 16, so that's your final answer, 16. Okay, moving on to question number 6. Okay, here you know the value of r is, you just take here this is a, this is b of cosine and cosine and sine. You just do the radical of 4 squared plus 2 radical 21 all squared, and you get 10, and that's your final answer, 10. Very easy. Question number 7. Okay, here, so they gave us cosine x is equal to negative 3 cosine 3 sine x. So cosine of x is equal to negative radical 3 of sine x. Okay, so first divide by sine. Divide by sine. You know that cosine over sine is cotan of x is equal now to negative radical 3. And you know that cotan, okay, is 1 over tan of x, which is equal to negative radical 3, times tan there. It will be 1 is equal to negative radical 3 tan x. So divide by negative radical 3. So tan of x will be equal to 1 over negative radical 3, okay? So now you have this. You do the inverse of that. So tan inverse of 1 over negative radical 3, it will be equal to negative 30. But here it's wrong because they wanted between 0 and 180, okay? So negative 30 is wrong. So you do 180 plus the value you have. So 180 plus minus 30, which will be equal to 150. Okay, the answer 150. Question number 8. Okay, here the surface area of a cylinder with a base radius r and the height h is given by this. And it gives a volume v is equal to pi r squared h, and what's v? Okay. So here we can replace this immediately by that, because here look, they want it in terms of h, and they want to get rid of h. So let's find h equals to what? Sorry. So let's take the volume, which is 3, 4, 5, 6 pi is equal to this, because we have the volume is equal to pi r squared h. Pi r squared h. You can cancel pi, divide by r squared, divide by r squared. So h now will be equal to 3, 4, 5, 6 over r squared, okay? That's the first step. Now you can replace it here. So it will be now 2 pi times 3, 4, 5, 6 over r squared, okay, plus 2 pi r squared. Okay, so now let's times it. Okay, so it will be now 2 pi r. Okay, so now what you do is 2 pi r, okay, times 3, 4, 5, 6 times r negative 2. Okay, move it up. So you times the 2 by this, and you times the r by r, you know. So 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 6912, I think. Yeah, 6912. So 6912 times pi, okay, times r times r to the power of 1, okay, that's the power of 1, times r power of negative 2, minus 2 plus 1 is r negative 1, so r negative 1. And then this one will become 6912 pi over r plus 2 pi r squared, okay? See? It's this exact same as this, and they want the value of b, which is 6912. And now to find the radius, this is y equal, let's say this is y equal. To find the radius, you have to find the derivative, you know, like to find values of x, like in a normal equation, you have to find the derivative. Here, to find the value of r, you have to do the derivative also, okay? So let's do this. So first, let's move the r up. So 6912 pi, okay, times r negative 1. And the derivative of this is easy, so it will be 4, okay, so plus 4 pi r, okay? Here, how do you do derivative? This is a constant, okay? This is derivative, so it will become minus r minus 2. Why? Because, you know, r negative 1, you move the negative r, negative 1 r, okay? Then you minus 1, so minus 2, okay? And then, okay, 6912 pi plus 4 pi r, okay? So here we move the r, because negative 2, move it down, so it will be now 6912 pi over minus r squared plus 4 pi r. You put it now equal to 0 to find the values of r, because, you know, like always you put the derivative equals to 0 to find the values of x's in a normal one. Move this there. So 4 pi r will be equal to 6912 over r squared. It becomes positive, okay? So you move the r, you times r there. So it'll be now 4 pi r cubed is equal to 6912 pi. The pi's will cancel. Divide by 4 on both sides. R cubed is equal to, I think, 1 second. Is 1728. So 1728. And then you do the cube root on your calculator. R will be equal the cube root of 1728. You'll get 12. R will be equal to 12, as it says here. Okay. Question number 9. So here they give us the integral of this. Find the value of this. Okay, now this one's kind of long, but it's okay here. So they gave us the integral of 40x over 2x squared minus 1 all to the power of 2. So here you use substitution, because we don't know how to do like that, squared and stuff. So you say q is equal to 2x squared minus 1, okay? You do the derivative of this, which is du over dx, which is equal to 4x. And then you find the terms of dx, so dx should be equal to du over 4x. Okay? And then you found u and you found dx, and then you have to do the new points. Here we have 0 and 1. So for x equals to 0 and for x equals to 1, u will be equal to what and u will be equal to what? So for x equals to 0, we put this, it will become minus 1. And for x equals to 1, it will become 2 minus 1, which is 1. Okay, these are your new values. And then you'd write, so integral of 40 x over u squared. Why u squared? Because now we have this as u and it's all squared. So u squared, integral of u squared, and then times dx. Dx, we found it as du over 4x. Du over 4x. So you simplify this, you simplify that. Now it will become the integral of 10 over u squared du. Okay, now that's your new one with your new values, of course, but now we don't try them. We take u as a constant outside, so in 10 integral of u negative 2 du. And then the integral of this will become 10 of u minus 1 over minus 1. And why minus 1? Because, you know, it will be minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 plus 1. And then here it will become, by the way, like this, okay? So here, if you move this, move the u down, okay? And then the 10, so it will be 10 over u minus 10 over u. And then it's all with minus 1 and 1, okay? So you place minus 1 first, so minus 10 over minus 1, all minus by minus 10 over 1. So here it will become 10 minus minus 10, and then it will become 10 plus 10, which is equal to 20. And that's your final answer. Question number 10. Okay, this one's very easy. I'm not gonna explain it because it's very simple. Here you have u1 and u2. They want the value of u4 and they give you the general form. So first you find u3 by replacing 3 here and 3 here, and you have its values here. Replace them. You'll find u3, And then u4, you replace the same, you put 4 here, you put 4 here, and you replace u3 as what you found, and you find u4. It's very easy. Question number 11. And the arithmetic and geometric progression, I'm not gonna be solving them because they are very simple. Yani there's no need for me in solving them. Wait, it's loading. Okay, here you just do 24 minus 8, 24d minus 8d is equal to 176. D will be equal to 11. And here the same thing, you find the values of, you find the value of d, and then you find so the first term is minus 4 and the 14th term is 61. So you do 61 is equal to minus 4 plus 14 minus 1 times d, and then you solve for d, and then you do the sum of the first for 20 terms. If you don't understand on this, text me and I could help you with them. Sum to infinity, you have to find r first. It's g1 over 1 minus r. To find r, you do the second term over the first term. Also here, you do the same thing. Wait 1 second. So the second term, you find, you put the general formula, you solve everything, and then you find the common ratio. Because those are, like, we did them 10 million times. Hatta here, you find r, and then it will be g1 times 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. That's the sum of everything for the geometric term. Question number 16. Okay, here I'm gonna solve it because it's been since term 1. So here it's 18x squared over 1 plus x. They want here. This is what? U over v, okay? Which is equal to u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. So let's find. So u will be equal, v will be equal. So u is 18x squared and v is 1 plus x. Okay, so u prime is 36x and v prime is 1. So it's u prime v, so it's 36x times 1 plus x minus v prime u, so it'll be 1 times 18x squared, okay, over v squared, which is 1 plus x all squared. Here, instead of solving it and stuff, you just replace 2 immediately, okay? So it will be 36 times 2 times 1 plus 2 minus 1 times 18 times 2 squared over 1 plus 2 all squared. You put this on the calculator and you'll get 16. It's very easy. Question number 17. Here to find the area between the two curves, okay? First of all, what you do is you find which one is the greater. Okay, now first to find the value of x, my bad. So to find the values of x, you put them both equal to each other. So x squared is equal to minus 5x plus 6. Move everything to one side. X squared plus 5x, x squared plus 5x minus 6, okay, equal to 0. So then you take your calculator and put the equation, or you can solve it yourself. It will become, so you put 1, 5, and minus 6. The values will be 1 and minus 6. 1 and minus 6. Okay, you found both values of x. So when you find both values of x, you take a number line like this. Okay, so you have minus 6 and you have 1 here, let's say. Okay, you know that those are it will be the integral from minus 6 and 1. Okay, 1 minus 6. So now, to see which one is greater, you take both equations. So you have x squared, and you have, what do you have? Minus 5x plus 6. You take any number between minus 6 and 1. Let's take 0, okay? So 0. No, let's just take 1. Let's take 1, okay? It's better. So replace x by 1. So here, if you replace x by 1, it will become equal to 1. And if you replace x by 1, it will become here minus 5 plus 6. Minus 5 plus 6 is also... is 1. It won't work, so let's take another value. Let's take 2. So 2 squared will be 4, and let's replace here 2, so it will be minus 10 plus 6, it will become minus 4. So you see that this one is greater than this one, the second one. So you do x squared, okay? Wait 1 second. So you do x squared, okay? Minus this equation, so it will become now plus 5x minus 6, okay? You put this on your calculator, or you can solve it yourself, يعني. Minus 6 and 1, and x squared plus 5x minus 6, the value is 343 over 6. As I got 343 over 6. And that's your answer. Okay, now moving on to question number 18. Here they want to find, I'm not gonna solve this, it's the same thing. You find both equations, you put them in the formula, you make them both a1 equal, you find the value of d, and then you find the 35th term. It's very easy. And for the last question here, okay, so the region bounded by the x. Okay, here you have two regions, from 0 to 2 and from 2 to 3. Okay, so how do you know which one is which, and you know what I mean? So you have, this one is the general formula, y is equal to x minus x squared over 2, okay? So first, what you do is like, it's very easy. So you do the integral from 0 to 2, okay, of this equation, x minus x squared over 2, minus, okay, minus y, minus not plus, because now it's going down. It's in the negative sense. The first one is positive, so it's طبعا plus integral. Now minus from 2 to 3 of the same equation, x minus x squared over 2. And now you put this on the calculator. Give me a second. So from 0 to 2 of x squared x minus x squared over 2. Okay, so this one is 2 over 3. Okay, and then you do the integral of minus integral of 2 to 3 of x minus x squared over 2, which is also 2 over 3, so plus 2 over 3. So 2 over 3 plus 2 over 3 is equal to 4 over 3, as you see here. So the answer is 4 over 3. And that's it for the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I hope you enjoyed.